Alright, the Pistons just completed the season sweep against the Knicks, and for the third straight time, it was in dominant fashion, because once again, their defense took away any chance of the Knicks establishing a rhythm on the night. As expected, they basically blew up all of the Knicks' screening actions, because their bigs were consistently showing, and their guards were consistently pursuing to recover back in front, especially Asar and LeVert, so the Knicks couldn't exploit their bigs. It was really no different whenever Brunson tried to hunt a matchup, because Duncan was consistently hard hedging, and the rest of them were comfortable switching, so it was just as hard to exploit any of them. Those just led to the Knicks' offense stagnating a good amount, because the Pistons don't overhelp often, and trust their island defense, so the Knicks just couldn't trigger their scramble to unlock their driving kick throughout. Without that, it was difficult for them to create a flow, and what made it even harder was them not being able to capitalize on a lot of their transition opportunities, because they're a team that likes to play with pace, but they were either smoking bunnies, missing short jumpers, or even getting those taken away by the Pistons getting back on defense. They were basically having to rely on Brunson's shot making in the second half, because in the first half, they weren't getting anything out of his screening actions, and even when they tried to run some floppies for him, those didn't work either, so he just had to fry off the dribble. I think the Knicks could have got him some more early drags so that he could at least attack quick in semi-transition, and I also think they could have tried to get Karl some more post touches, instead of having him only play within the flow of the offense, because they were mainly using him as the hub at the elbows or as a screener, but obviously those were being blown up. For variety and to help alleviate pressure off Brunson, they could have at least tried to get him inside to see if he could create an advantage there, because Alvarado was getting more touches than him. Alvarado got to handle the rock with his second unit, and even had some moments when he was sharing the court with Brunson, so they could have done the same for Karl, because whenever he wanted to get his, he had to look for an opportunity in transition, or put the rock down after all of their options were exhausted. Instead of continuing to play outside in, they could have tried to play inside out through him, but they decided not to, and Brunson's shot making just wasn't sustainable, so by the end of the night, they just didn't have enough offense to match the Pistons. All of those stops were allowing the Pistons to get runouts in transition, so that was one of their main sources of offense, and a lot of that was Cade, because he was always pushing the rock, so he got to run up the assists. Then in the half court, he was definitely looking for his shot more, because he knew he had to take a lot of them, so he didn't hesitate to pull at all, and he was either attacking the Knicks bigs or attacking a matchup he wanted to hunt. As expected, he was looking to hunt Brunson, and they were even bringing Brunson into the double drags, because that made it harder for him to hedge, so he was being forced to concede the switch at times. He was Cade's primary target, and the others were the Knicks bigs, because whenever Karl was on the floor, he was dropping, then whenever Mitch Robb was on the floor, he was showing, so depending on the big, Cade just had to exploit the different coverages. If it was Karl, then he just had to exploit the space, and if it was Mitch Robb, then he just had to get off the rock for the others to exploit the backside advantage, or just beat him off the dribble, but it really didn't matter who he attacked, because he was going at them all, so he didn't even need to hunt or bring up a big. He eventually got OG into foul trouble in the third, so the Knicks had to adjust their assignments, and that just led to him frying even more, because if OG couldn't stop him, then Mikal, Sohan, or really any of them had no chance. I think it was just hard for the Knicks to commit a hard double against him, because the others on the Pistons were just as aggressive, so they had to live with him making tough shots, and that aggression was also what allowed the Pistons to maintain consistent offense with or without him on the floor. All of them were able to either beat their man off the dribble, play bully ball, or just shift the Knicks defense to trigger the scramble, and whenever the Knicks were in help or were forced to show, they were burning him by making quick decisions on the catch, so they were getting sprays for trays, or drop-offs for lays, especially the latter, because they were lurking the baseline often. But just based on their one-sided wins against the Knicks, I can tell they have a high level of comfort because there's a confidence in the way they play. So I really don't know if the Knicks can match up come the playoffs. And I don't know if that confidence stems from Cade empowering them or just them simply having the Knicks number. Just watch the tape.